In Corolla, two homes can look almost identical online. It can be hard to tell why they're priced so differently until you look closer at the location. And it's not because one neighborhood is better than another. Some neighborhoods offer more privacy and fewer restrictions, while others offer more amenities and convenience. And some places are simply better positioned for certain types of rental demand. If you're thinking about buying a second home or rental investment in Corolla, this video is about understanding those trade-offs before you make an offer. I'm Mark Pearson. I'm a real estate broker in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. I help a lot of out-of-state clients buy and sell homes on the Outer Banks. Most of my clients want a property they can use personally, but they're also focused on making a smart investment. So in this video, we're going to talk about how different neighborhoods in Corolla can affect both your initial investment and your return on investment over time. The first thing to understand about Corolla is that it's not just one market. It's a collection of smaller markets. Different neighborhoods in Corolla are designed around different priorities and lifestyles. For example, some buyers are drawn to places like Whalehead. They like the bigger lots, the quieter feel, and the fact that there's no HOA. That appeals to people who value privacy, space, and fewer restrictions. Other buyers are attracted to places like the Currituck Club or Corolla Light. They like having community amenities, things like pools and golf and tennis, and organized beach access. For them, that structure and convenience is part of the value of ownership. So the question isn't which neighborhood is best. It's which neighborhood aligns best with how you want to use the home and how you expect it to perform as a rental. Before we get into specific neighborhoods, let's slow down and talk about rental performance. There isn't one single formula that makes a house rent well. There are a few factors that can influence performance, and some will matter more to you than others. First is beach access and proximity. Homes closer to a convenient beach access often appeal more to renters. But some owners are perfectly fine being a little further back if they get more privacy, a larger lot, or a better overall property. Second, the character of the neighborhood. Some neighborhoods feel quieter, which is great if you're looking for an escape, while other areas have more of a resort feel and resort amenities, which can help with rental performance but can feel busier. Third is walkability or bikeability and convenience. Being closer to restaurants, shops, or amenities can be a plus for some guests. For other buyers, that convenience isn't a priority. They care more about seclusion and privacy. And remember, there is no perfect rental formula. Your priorities as an owner and investor should guide which of these factor most to you. Now let's look at different areas of Corolla, starting just north of Duck in Pine Island. Pine Island is one of the most prestigious and thoughtfully designed communities on the Outer Banks. Bordered by an Audubon sanctuary to the west and the Atlantic Ocean to the east, the beaches feel uncrowded and the views can be amazing. The location is convenient to the village of Duck as well as the shopping and restaurants in Corolla. You will find some of the largest and most expensive homes on the Outer Banks here. While there are some older coastal traditional style homes, the market is dominated by larger, high-performing investment machines. Moving north, we arrive at the Currituck Club. This is one of the most amenity-rich communities in Corolla. Second home buyers, renters, and residents are all drawn into this gated community by amenities that include a Reese Jones-designed championship golf course, 3 community pools, a fitness center, tennis and pickleball courts, and trolley service to the community beach access. A lot of guests and buyers also like the neighborhood feel of the Currituck Club. For some owners, amenities are a big part of the value, both for personal use and for guests, and rental performance can be strong here. One important thing to remember is HOA fees. Some sections of the Currituck Club have additional fees, so make sure you know where you're looking. North and east of the Currituck Club, you get into Ocean Sands. This was one of the first big developments on the Outer Banks starting over 50 years ago, before NC-12 was even paved this far north. There are 17 sections in Ocean Sands labeled alphabetically A through Q. They all have different lot sizes and different amenities, and they do not all perform the same. Ocean Sands really illustrates the idea that specific location matters. 2 homes in the same general area can have significant differences in value and rental performance. This is also a place where buyers can find a wide range of price points and home styles, from older properties that need updates to more modern and new homes. Just north of Ocean Sands, you'll find Buck Island and Crown Point. These are smaller communities located just to the south of the shopping and dining options at Monterey Plaza in Timbuktu. Buck Island is a gated community with Charleston-style architecture, manicured lawns, and white picket fences. There's also an Olympic-sized pool, tennis courts, and a private beach cabana with bathhouses. Crown Point is a relaxed community of 4 to 7 bedroom homes on the ocean side with 3 dedicated beach boardwalks that make the walk to the sand short from almost any home. There's a community pool and tennis courts and a traditional Outer Banks feel. Moving further north into the heart of Corolla, we hit Whalehead. This is one of the most established and recognizable neighborhoods on the northern Outer Banks. It spans 3 miles of coastline, and if you want a classic beach house feel with plenty of elbow room, this is the place to look. One thing that makes Whalehead a standout for buyers is the lot size. Unlike the high-density sections of Corolla, most of the lots here are around a half acre. This gives you a sense of privacy and space that's really rare in Corolla. Whalehead is organized into 3 long parallel roads. There are public beach accesses at the end of every single block, so you're never more than a short walk or bike ride away from the beach. You'll find a huge variety here, from vintage 4-bedroom salt boxes to massive 12-plus bedroom oceanfront rentals. Other than lot size, the biggest draw for families and renters is the location. You're right across the street from the historic Corolla Park, the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and the actual Whalehead Club mansion. You can spend the morning on the beach and the afternoon exploring shops at Monterey Plaza while your car stays parked all day. If you want sunset views and a more residential feel, take a look at Monterey Shores. This is primarily a soundside community along the Currituck Sound. The community has a unique Caribbean-inspired architectural theme and a very active neighborhood feeling, with a mix of weekly rentals and year-round residents. There's a massive clubhouse with an Olympic-sized pool, fitness center, and tennis courts, plus 2 soundside community piers which are perfect for crabbing or watching the sunset. Monterey Shores is the only community on the northern beaches with a private boat launch, so if you have a jet ski, kayak, or a small skiff, you can launch right from the neighborhood. Even though it's a soundside neighborhood, the beach is still accessible. There's a dedicated path and a parking lot right across Highway 12. Just north of Monterey Shores and Whalehead, you'll find Corolla Light. Corolla Light is the closest thing to a cruise ship on land experience that you'll find in Corolla. It is the only resort of its kind on the Outer Banks, offering a massive scale of organized activities and amenities. Owners and guests get access to the Corolla Light Sports Center with indoor pools and clay tennis courts. There are also multiple oceanfront pools and a trolley system that runs throughout the summer. There are planned activities for kids, live music at the oceanfront, and an award-winning resort staff. Homes available in Corolla Light include everything from soundside villas to large oceanfront estates. From a rental performance standpoint, Corolla Light can be very strong, especially for guests who value amenities and easy access. Just north of Corolla Light, you'll find a much quieter option in Ocean Hill. Ocean Hill has some of the highest elevations in Corolla, providing spectacular views of the Atlantic Ocean and Currituck Sound. Large lots and high dunes define the area, offering a sense of privacy. Ocean Hill sits where the pavement ends and the four-wheel drive area begins, making it a prime spot for those who want easy access to see the wild horses. The area north of Ocean Hill is referred to as the four-wheel drive area, Swamp Beach, North Swamp Beach, and Corova. This is a completely different ownership experience that I'll talk about in a future video. Regardless of which part of Corolla you're looking in, certain fundamentals will shape what you pay for a home and what you can expect in rental income. The first is proximity to the ocean. How close you are to a beach access has a major impact on value and rental demand in every part of Corolla and throughout the Outer Banks. The second is proximity to the sound. Soundfront homes are priced differently and appeal to a different type of buyer and renter, and that will be reflected in the purchase price and rental performance. Other things like elevation, exposure to flooding, and views all factor into both market value and how guests perceive the property. So before you get too focused on the neighborhood name, remember this. Beach proximity, sound proximity, and waterfront position are going to influence the numbers almost everywhere in Corolla. Understanding that will help you make better sense of pricing and rental potential regardless of where you buy in Corolla. Instead of a checklist, think of this as a quick workshop for yourself before you get serious about looking in Corolla. Take a minute and ask yourself a few questions. First, is there a neighborhood that already feels special to you? And if so, why? Is it the feel of the streets, the amenities, the privacy, the proximity to the beach? Understanding your why matters. Second, do you want to be in a resort-type community like the Currituck Club or Corolla Light, or do you prefer bigger lots and fewer restrictions like in Whalehead? And third, do you want to be closer to the ocean, or would you rather be closer to the sound? Some buyers love the oceanfront or near-ocean experience. Others are drawn to soundfront views, sunsets, and a quieter environment. There are no correct answers here. The goal is to clarify what matters most to you, because that will help you narrow your search and help you focus on the right areas. Here are a few things to take away from this video. Corolla is a collection of smaller markets. Different neighborhoods appeal to different priorities. Rental performance is shaped by several factors, And what matters most to you will depend on your goals. Regardless of neighborhood, location will always influence price and rental performance. And before you start searching seriously, take a few minutes to clarify what you really want. If you're thinking about buying on the Outer Banks and you would like to discuss your specific situation, things like where you should look and what your budget may actually buy in different locations, give me a call, send me a text or email, or use the link in the description to schedule an Outer Banks discovery session on Zoom. Whether you're thinking about buying something in 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years, feel free to reach out. We can look at which areas fit your priorities and what your budget realistically buys in different areas. And until next time, I hope to see you around the Outer Banks.